Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Braden Timmons, and I just got home from seeing 28 Years Later, the brand new film with the rage virus, the one that gave everybody nightmares starting in 2002 with 28 Days Later. It's from the same writer, Alex Garland, and director Danny Boyle. You would think that this movie is going to be an absolute home run. This is everything that we would have wanted out of one of these films over the last several years, right? Right? Oh man, if only I can tell you that was the case. 28 years later is here. It's the first film in this franchise since 2007, 28 weeks later. And I have to say right off the bat that I prefer 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later over this film. And I am pained to say that because I just rewatched 28 Days Later and I just rewatched 28 Weeks Later in order to prepare for this. And if you guys haven't listened to the new Bat podcast episode, that's now on the channel. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Take it with you guys. You guys can listen to the episode Misael and I just covered 28 Days and Weeks Later in one episode. I had a lot of really good stuff to say about those films. I don't have as many good things to say about this film. Now, is this the worst film that I've ever seen? No. But is it the most disappointing film for me of 2025 so far? Absolutely it is, because I wanted to go into this movie and I wanted to absolutely love it. I wanted to go in, I wanted to love it. I walked out, I was incredibly disappointed. I had the entire drive home. The theater's about 35 minutes away where I saw it tonight. And I had the drive home to gather my thoughts, and I still don't even really know what I want to say about this movie, because obviously I want you guys to see the film and I want you guys to examine it for yourselves, right? Just because I say it's bad doesn't mean it's bad. Just because another critic says it's bad doesn't mean it's bad to you. Maybe you interpret it in a different way. But the film tells the story of a group of survivors of the rage virus that lives on a small island. When one of the group leaves the island on a mission to the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected, but other survivors. And that's what's going on here within 28 years later. I just feel like that I've seen Alex Garland and Danny Boyle do so much better. I've seen Alex Garland get much deeper with his scripts. I've seen Danny Boyle direct much better films. And there are some things that they do with editing in this film that I actually was a fan of. I like the way that some of the kills are shot. I think that there's like a slow motion effect, almost kind of like you're playing a video game, which is what I was a fan of. I was okay with that. I was sitting next to Cecil Laird from The Horror Show and Robert the Wolfman. We were talking afterwards. Robert didn't seem to be as much of a fan of that, but I was. I can live with that stuff. Make sure you guys go check out their review, by the way. I'm sure that they have theirs up currently. But what really got to me was more so of the fact that they traded in the zombie and the infected chaos for more of a narrative. And I don't care that, the story is very narrative heavy, like meaning there's a lot of dialogue in this movie. But I feel like when you do that at the expense of what people are actually there to see with no real payoff, that's where you lose me. And unfortunately, that's what 28 years later suffers from immensely, is that there's no real payoff with this movie. I mean, guys, this cast is absolutely insane. You've got Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes. I mean, there are three incredibly talented individuals in this movie, and that was enough to sell me alone. And then you also have Danny Boyle and Alex Garland coming back. You would just think with all of the talent within this film that it would be much better than it was. And again, it makes me very sad to say this, because I don't want to sit here and make it seem like I didn't enjoy some elements of the movie. It's just that I enjoyed very little about this movie, because I love 28 Days Later and I love 28 Weeks Later, but it's just here I was expecting something, I guess, more that I didn't end up getting. And maybe you guys feel the exact same way. Alfie Williams plays a young kid named Spike, and Aaron Taylor Johnson plays a character named Jamie. That's his dad. But I do like that this movie kind of has a father-son relationship as if they're getting up and going hunting, but Jamie is teaching Spike about hunting the infected and why he needs to be careful within this world and everything. And it was like at that point in the movie, because that's like one of the first things that we see at that point in the movie, I'm like, great, we're establishing story. There's some small things happening with the infected and everything. It's sure going to lead to something much bigger, like maybe the infected is all going to be on this island because the island is secluded. So, you'd think that that's kind of where the story is leading, to where it kind of takes over the island and everything. But that's not the case. So, but I like that piece of the movie. I think that there are some good things of establishing where we're at in the world in the beginning. And then Spike, he's learning stuff in the beginning, isn't really that great, but then it's like he kind of takes lead. We follow a kid throughout most of the movie, and I don't feel like he's earned the skill that he has obtained in just the opening scene of the movie. I like, we don't see him really go through that kind of growth or anything, and that's just something that I had an issue with. But also the infected, first of all, there's a lot of dicks in this movie. A lot of naked infected here, so be ready for that. That was definitely different. But I think the thing is that these things are they're more evolved, and that's been part of the tagline, is that 28 days it spread, 28 weeks it whatever, and then 28 years it evolved. And they've definitely evolved, but in a good way. I don't think so, because the infected seem to be more scary when they're in human clothes, and they are literally us. Now that's not the case. So, it's definitely different, but it doesn't do it in a way that does it justice, if you ask me. Like, I feel like that there is a film out there that Alex Garland and Danny Boyle could have put together that could have been absolutely spectacular. And I know that this is the start of a new trilogy. Um, as of right now, I'm not super excited for the Bone Temple. It could change. Maybe the Bone Temple is absolutely outstanding, right? But based on what I saw in 28 years later, I'm not very excited for the Bone Temple for 2026 currently. And pains me to say that, because I wanted to love this movie, because I absolutely love 28 Days and 28 Weeks Later. But this one just didn't do it for me. I don't know what it was. I really don't. I wish I had more information in this review for you guys. But yeah, that's my thoughts on 28 years later, at least at this point. So I'm going to give 28 years later 2.5 stars. And with all that being said, guys, post your guys' comments down below. Let me know, are you guys excited about 28 years later? Definitely curious on what you guys have to say about it. So whatever those thoughts are, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you guys like this, don't forget to join me on my journey to 20,000 subscribers, and I will see you guys in my next video.